Mahama 207 votes, rejected 2, Cheddar 4, Alan 1. That's from the New Theresa School, St. Theresa School. From the Okaikwe South constituency, we have results coming through. We'll be sharing that with you in a bit. In Asante Achim North constituency, we have a polling station results coming through. GCMB Polling Center 2. Dr. Baumia, and this is Asante Achim's North in the Ashanti region. GCMB Polling Center 2. Dr. Baumia, 175 votes. John Mahama, 65 votes. Then we have the rest all getting 0 except Nana Kwame Bediako, who polled 2, and Alan, who also polled 2. The total votes that were cast, 248. They were expected to be 349. Only 248 were cast. In Ayawaso East, provisional results coming through here in Accra. Tania Islamic School polling station. The persons expected to vote were 430, but the people who voted actually were only 305. The results: Dr. Baumia 62, John Mahama 241, Nana Kwame Bediako 1. Abra Asebu Kwamankesi, we are having results coming through from the DAGHS. We'll get that for you in a bit. Counting has started at the Catholic Primary B polling station in the Jumako Inyane CM constituency, the constituency of the minority leader. In Upper West region, Wa Central constituency, Ahmadiyya Day Nursery polling station. These are the results that have come through. Dr. Baumia 91 votes, John Mahama 283 votes. The rest all nothing, except for Nana Kwame Bediako, who got 1 vote. More results coming through. We'll be bringing those ones to you from the constituencies as they come. In the Upper East region, Ibrahim Abode is sending us results. He says some voters have been turned away from voting in some polling stations in the Pusiga constituency. Now, he says as of 6 p.m., about 300 people were still on the queue to vote at the Nakom Wilde primary polling station, with voters who came later being turned away. This largely caused by the slow pace of verification by the electronic equipment. The total number of registered voters there, 674 people. So far, 370 have voted. Presiding officers for the polling station spoke to the news team. Now, that's not good. If the people were in the queue, you let them go through. That's what the law says. In Ododo ni Ayikwe is sending us results from Jamestown Manche Court. Presidential, John Mahama 114, Dr. Baumia 74, CPP 1. For the parliamentary, the NPP parliamentary candidate polled 70 votes, the NDC 115 votes, the CPP got 3 votes. From the EC officials are setting up to start counting at LA Primary School polling station in the Daboya Mankragu constituency in the Savannah. That's what Tajuddin is sending us. Residents of Agogo jubilate as counting continues for Ohini Kwame Frimpong, an independent candidate of the Asante Achim North constituency, at the GCMB polling center. These are the results that we have. NPP 32, NDC 15, independent 197. So an independent candidate making interesting votes there at that particular polling station, GCMB polling station. Independent candidate 197, and that independent candidate is Ohini Kwame Frimpong. The NPP 32 and the NDC 15 votes. Counting underway in Alisona Mosque 1A and 1B in Hohwe. Desmond sending us that result. So more results will be coming through. Nidote has sent me a message from Adenton Victory Presby Church School. Adenton Victory Presby Church School. And it says presidential for that particular place. Dr. Baumia 104. John Mahama. Okay, hold on. Dr. Baumia 104. NDC 123. That's the result that has come through for presidential from Adenton. More results coming through. We'll be sharing them as we come through. But Sky, I don't like what I'm hearing from Pusiga Let me read for you what Ibrahim Abodi says. He says, some voters have been turned away from voting in some polling stations in the Pusiga constituency. As of 6 p.m., about 300 people were still in the queue to vote at the Nakom Wilde primary polling station, with voters who came later being turned away. This is largely because of the slow pace of the verification devised by the electronic equipment. The total number of registered voters there, 674. So far, 370 people voted. The law says that don't turn the people who are in the queue away. Yes. At least that's what he has not said that that's what's happening. But the fact that there's a verification problem and because of that people are being punished, I don't think is a good thing.
No. I mean, the protocols allow for an alternative arrangement to be made to address the whole process of verification. Where the BVD machine fails, there are protocols to ensure that you can use either the face only and to determine whether or not the person is on the register. So if it is a case indeed that some people are being turned away, that is in clear violation of the rules of the game, and whoever is responsible for that conduct would have to be brought to book on the matter.
The issue of the thumb-printed ballots, they are not really ballots, are they? They are dummy ballots. It's like the same thing that we heard last night, that they arrested an NDC executive carrying ballots to go and train people in Togo to vote. What happened? These things were supposed to be used for training purposes, for education purposes. How are they being thumb-printed? And even if you thumb-print them, can you get them in the ballot box?
Well, so there are a number of things here. First of all, we are not so sure as to... I've not seen the specific ballots they're talking about. But if it has close resemblance...
I've seen some of them, but the written notice of poll on top. I'm not sure the ballot paper we use has notice.
That's right. Mm-hmm. If they have close resemblance to what is the actual ballot paper issued by the Electoral Commission, then there will be some concerns. Mm-hmm. But we do know that the proper ballot papers have serial numbers on them.
And
that is a way of
back.
Yeah, there's not some, all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I'm saying a stamp at the back.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. And then a stamp at the back as to ensure that there is rigor to prevent things like that, foreign materials entering into the ballot box. So what it means is that if at the end of the voting process, the ballot box is opened, and then you find a ballot paper that doesn't have any serial number on top of it, and at the back of it you do not have a stamp verifying that this is actually a ballot paper issued by the Electoral Commission, the officers there have no business adding that ballot paper to the number of those the numbers that they will be counting, because if they do that, that will be in violation of the rules. The rules are clear. If you don't have a stamp, you don't have a serial number, it is not supposed to be counted. So while people may have fanciful ideas as to how they can inject these foreign materials into the ballot box at the end of the day, the process is so rigorous as to prevent things like this from actually undermining the process.
Sky, another thing for me, even if you introduce thumb-printed ballot papers in the box, for me the verification device or the verification system should cancel all these suspicions, because when I went to vote, my finger was placed on the device and then it said verified. Yes. And I'm sure there's a system that counts me as one of the people who've been verified. At the end of the day, the verified numbers should tally with the ballot papers in that box. So if you have an extra ballot paper in the box more than what has been verified,
then that would have been overvoted.
And if no human being physically shows up to be verified and vote, there should be no... I mean, if 17 people came to be verified and vote, and you find 70 ballot papers, and all the agents are sitting there, I don't think this thing... They're not making noise where there shouldn't be any.
Well, yes, of course. But you see, you should also note the fact that if agents are not vigilant enough,
or they decide to look the other way.
Yeah, they decide to look the other way, then it is possible to produce a result which, if not properly audited, can make its way to Accra and forms part of what is ultimately declared as the final result. Because, of course, you would expect that we would have, at the end of the day, all those verified with the BVD machines nationwide, a number on that. Then all those verified with other means, a number on that. and then we should be able to marry the ultimate or the final votes with the number of people who actually voted nationwide. But again, that would take some audit. I'm not so sure whether we have a centralized way of actually knowing at a central point, or maybe here at the Electoral Commission, you know, the people who have voted nationwide, their number, and being sure that, okay, if because of the data we're receiving from the BVD machines, we are able to tell that, okay, 10 million people voted around the country, and therefore valid votes should not exceed 10 million.
10 million.
But if we do not have a way of centralizing all the people who have been verified, and therefore having an indication as to how many people are likely to have voted and how many ballot papers we should actually find in the ballot box, then, you know, there could be room for manipulation.
So even if there is, it will take time. So it means that if you manage to put as many ballot papers and they count them there that evening, and they say I won, you move on. Even if it's notice of poll and they count it as a ballot paper, you have.
Because at the end of the day is what is recorded, right? That makes it to Accra. Now, it is only after the fact, when people raise issues, that maybe a court intervenes and say there should be recount.
And the court may take 4 years. By which time the person has finished serving as MP.
No, well, I mean, recent amendments to the rules suggest that we can do it in record time, much earlier than 4 years.
I thought there's a challenge to the constituency where the local government minister is. The gentleman where the shooting incident happened. Where
no, this is
in B in the Bronx. That litigation has not been has it been settled yet? It's still in the courts, I think.
My memory is a bit hazy on that.
Very, very well. Jude, did you receive any chaos at any of the polling stations? Martin Ej's Techiman South. Did you receive any, issues of they have carried ballot papers and they want to put in their pocket and go and vote? That issue about tearing the ballot paper just beneath Dr. Baumia's picture, so that
was
when you're going to
South.
vote.
Yeah, but in the Okaikwe South constituency, the issue I'm referring to actually occurred there, and our correspondent on the ground, Gabi Ofer, tells us that when security got an idea of what was happening, the persons involved sped off. Now, Sanda, it's important to mention, because Sky was talking about what would constitute a rejected ballot paper in the whole conversation around the over voting and stuff like that. And the law is quite clear. So with me again is the Public Elections Regulation 2020 CI 127 and Sub-Regulation 1. Section 40 Sub-Regulation 1 talks about what would constitute a rejected ballot in this instance. So it says a ballot paper shall be subject to Sub-Regulation to be void and not counted if the ballot paper A does not bear the official mark of the commission. Right, so I think it's by far,
which is a stamp,
exactly, and the serial number. If you go on to read section 40 sub-regulation 3, it talks about the serial number or the official mark of the EC. So I think it's quite clear. Notice of poll do not or should not be counted as official ballot papers. So it's important that party agents over there spot it out and make it clear when the whole coalition or the counting process is being done. But touring the constituencies earlier today, Okaikwe South and Korle Kloti, like I said, monitoring what's been happening actively on social media too as well. It's only in the Kintampo South constituency, Okaikwe South, and one other that's given me where concerns about the attempt to stuff in ballot papers were mentioned. We also had the NDC come out during their press conference to allege that there have been instances where some officials of the MPP were spotted in some hotels stamp printing some ballot papers. Our correspondent on the ground did not confirm that for us, so we can't carry that. But I think the law is quite clear. Okaikwe South, of course, it didn't even make its way into the voting area, let alone the ballot box. So I think we can excuse that. But it's important that we drum the fact home that, see, it's not necessary to engage in some of these things, right? Because when you're caught, the law will deal with you. People think that, election offenses are, after the election, once the winner is announced, everybody will go their way and there will be no repercussions for their actions. But it's not entirely the case. So it's important that we make people know that if you are doing these things, you are engaged in illegalities, electoral offenses of this nature, it's wrong. The law frowns on it, and if you are caught in the act, you would not like the repercussions. So it's important to let people know that aspect of the conversation.
Let me also say that you asked me much earlier about the stage at which the Techiman South challenge.
Yes, the one in the High Court.
Where it is. Well, the High Court, this is a story published by the City Newsroom. Court throws out Techiman South election petition, fines NDC 100,000 Ghana cedis. Story by Kobina Wilson, authored on the 30th day of November 2022, and it says the Winchi or the High Court.
Okay,
that's
so it took 2 years.
Yeah,
I was worried about the duration. So
but the NDC indicated that they were going to challenge. They were going to appeal the decision. I'm yet to see.
Very well. Let me say, with 11 minutes past 6 p.m. on 7 December 2024, we have our first pink sheet presented. And
pink sheet?
Credit to, what's the name of our amicus courier?
Okay, yes. What do you call it? Amakuji.
Amakuji. Pink sheet has. So the first pink sheet is coming through, and it's from the Sekendi constituency, specifically Zioland Adiembra 2 polling station. And here are the results for presidential. 77 for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, 105 for John Mahama, 2 for Nana Kwame Bediako, 1 for Alan. So 77 votes for Dr. Bawumia, 105 for John Dramani Mahama, 2 for Kwame Cheddar, and 1 for Alan. The registered votes total for that polling station was 309, but those who showed up to vote 185.
Again, I mean that's.
And Salom did a calculation here. Was 59 or so % turnout for that particular center, and for the parliamentary election, Ejapa Mesa, who is the incumbent and minister, polled 72 votes at that polling station. Blay Nyamiche Ama of the NDC 105, and again the registered number of votes and vote cast is similar. So, but I keep saying that this is one polling station out of 91 polling stations in Sekendi, but at least it's our first pink sheet for the night, and I like the fact that we are seeing a pink sheet and not in court, but just here in the newsroom. We have results from Ashanti region. Doris Lonta sends these results from Ejura Sechedumasi. Saboline TI Amedia 1. Total votes cast 421. Bawumia, that's Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, 117. John Dramani Mahama 293. Now, Ejura Sechedumasi is one of the periphery constituencies in the Ashanti region, which are NDC held. So, this polling station returning good results for John Mahama, 293 against Bawumia's 117. Odododio in the heart of Accra, NDC constituency, Gamada polling station, presidential, John Mahama 123, Dr. Bawumia 17, and I think Nia Ikweokan should be the man reporting this. Let me speak to you. Nia Ikweokan, you're welcome to Eyewitness News. Is it Gamada or Gamada polling station? How is it pronounced?
Gamashi Development Agency.
Oh, Gamashi Development Agency. And tell us the results, please.
Okay, so from there we have the presidential NDC 123, NDC 123, NPP 17, NPP 17, Movement for Change 1, Movement for Change 1, rejected 7, and then for the parliamentary we have the NPP 23, NPP 23, NDC we have 123, NDC 123, and then PPP 1, rejected 1. So the total vote cast was 293. That's for the Gamashi Development Agency polling station here in the Odododio constituency. And I also visited the Jamestown Mancha Court. Where we have the presidential NDC 114, NDC 114, NPP 74, CPP 1, and then for the parliamentary, the NPP had 70, NPP 70, CPP 3, and then NDC 115, total vote cast 189 for the total vote cast standard.
So are the Gamada, is that Gamada is what?
Station, Gamache Development Agency.
I noticed that the parliamentary candidate of the NPP got more votes than Dr. Baumia. So Dr. Baumia polled 17, and the parliamentary candidate 23 votes. That's what I noticed. I noticed that the parliamentary candidate polled more votes at that particular polling station than Dr. Mahmoud Baumia. It's just an observation I've made. But when it came to the NDC, both John Mahama and the parliamentary candidate had 123 apiece.
Exactly. So for the presidential, the NPP had 17, but then the parliamentary candidates had 23. So that was a bit higher than that of the presidential.
How many polling station results do you have so far from Dodo?
Well, so far I have only 2, but then I'm currently at the City Engineers polling station, which is the collation center actually. But then we have 6 polling stations here, so I'm gathering that data and then I will share that with our listeners as well.
And about how many polling stations for the constituency?
The constituency has 253.
So,
253, and we had 109,017 voters who were registered and were expected to partake in today's exercise.
So you haven't done anything yet. A lot more to come. So keep an eye on the constituency and share with us. That's Aikwe Okai. Let me go to Christopher Sima, who is sending us results from Paluga Community Center A. Parliamentary results. The NPP polled 4 and NDC 193 at this polling station. 4 votes for NPP, 193 for NDC. The rest all had 0 votes. 197 votes were cast out of 455. Out of 455 persons expected to vote, only 197 voted at this polling station.
That's under.
My math is not
50%.
good. That's why I did general arts, but
that's under 50%, and
no, that's less than that. You can't even mention 50.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is under 50%, and this is.
So this is Boku Central.
This is.
And this is Boku Central.
This is unless, of course, I mean the security situation there has anything to do with it, because again, when people are unsure of their safety, they are less likely to step out there to take part in the process that will elect their leaders. And that's why we've always been harping on the idea of ensuring peace in that part of the country, and in fact around the country, so that people can go about the process of voting without fear of anything
intimidation
to them. It's unfortunate that we hope that the situation will not be like that generally across the constituency, because if it is like that, what it means is ultimately the right outcome is not met.
So Palwega Community Center A polling station, this is parliamentary, so Mahama Yariga 193 votes. The NPP candidate polled 4 votes. And if it comes to the presidential level, John Mahama 196 votes, Dr. Baumia 1, and the rest all polled 0. And the total votes 197 out of 455. If you come to Accra, Okaikwe Central, Fifiana sends a result, provisional results for Ansaruddin Islamic Basic School 1. The presidential results, Dr. Baumia 72, John Mahama 188, rejected 4. We have more pink sheets coming through from Moshi Zongo Foundation B, and let me just open that. It says Moshi Zongo Foundation B, Dr. Baumia 66 votes, John Mahama 220 votes. This is in the northern region, Tamale Central constituency. Let me go to Ashanti region. In the Asante Achim's North constituency, Bright Yeboah is there for us. Bright, you're welcome. How many polling station results do you have?
So far, I have 1 polling station results.
Okay, and which polling station is this? And can you tell us the results, please?
That is the GCMB near Post Office Agogo 2. And the NPP candidate had 175. The NDC candidate had 65.
Is this presidential or parliamentary?
This is presidential.
So take it again, please.
So the NPP parliamentary presidential candidate Muhammad Baumia had 175. Then the NDC presidential candidate John Dramani Mahama 65. Nana Kwame Bediako, independent candidate, 2. Alan Kojo Shermanting, 2. In all, there were 244 total valid votes, 4 rejected ballots, and then the total vote in ballot was 248. Now, going to the parliamentary candidates, we had Andy Kwame Apia Kubi, the NPP parliamentary candidate, who polled 34. Kofi Asamoah of the NDC had 15. Ohene Kwame Frempong also had 197. In all, there were 244 total valid votes, 3 rejected ballots, and then the total vote in the ballot was 247.
I see. Interesting. Thank you so much. When you get more results, please share with us. That's Bright Yeboah from Asante Achim North constituency. Let me go to Shawana Yusuf in Tamale. Shawana, what results do you have, please?
Hello, Omar Sanda. So, at the Moshizongo Foundation A, polling station A, which happens to be in the Tamale Central constituency, voting ended and then counting has also ended. At that particular polling station, NPP garnered 86 votes. NDC had 198 votes. Alancha Manting had 1 vote. CPP 1 vote. Rejected ballot was 1, and that's for the presidential. On parliamentary, Sule Salifu, who happens to be the candidate of the new Patriotic Party and also who doubles as the mayor of Tamale, polled 77 votes. Mutala Mohammed, that's the sitting member of parliament, polled 209 votes, and then there was just 1 rejected ballot. If you also move to the Moshizongo Foundation B, that's the polling station B, and the NPP polled 66 votes. NDC had 220 votes. Independent candidate Kofi Kwanting had 1 vote, and there was 2 rejected ballots from that polling station. Sule Salifu, the parliamentary candidate for the NPP, polled 55 votes. Mutala of the NDC had 232 votes, and there was 2 rejected ballots in this particular constituency. Currently, I find myself at the Central Bus Stop polling station, also still in the Tamale Central constituency. They finished counting for presidential. We are still waiting for parliamentary. So with the presidential, NDC polled 316 votes. NPP had 120 votes. CPP had 1 vote. Alancha Manting polled 3 votes, and there was 3 rejected ballots. So we are still waiting here at the Central Bus Stop polling station to see how it turns out for the parliamentary elections at this particular polling station.
Thank you so much, Shawana Yusuf, reporting for us from Tamale Central. I bring you to Accra, Lejokuku constituency, Old Teshin Library A. Presidential results: Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia 134 votes, John Dramani Mahama 244 votes, Nana Kwame Bediako 3 votes, Alan 0, and the rest all polled 0, rejected 7. When it comes to parliamentary, Bernard Okoboy 123 votes, Honorable Eyuku 267 votes, APC 1, Nana Bediako's party 1, Alan Chamantin's party 2-1. In Ablekuma West, Rachel Engman is reporting that vote counting is ongoing at the Gbegbe GHS polling center. The absence of a lighting system has forced polling agents and individuals present to hold mobile phone lights to illuminate the voting area. In Ayawaso East, Charles Kumi is reporting from the Tania Islamic School polling station. The total number of people expected to cast their ballot there, 430, but only 304 showed up to vote. The parliamentary results: Zak Rahman of the NPP 72, Nasir Toure Mahama of the NDC, who is incumbent MP, 229. The St. Teresa's School, the results coming through from there. That's Okaikwe South. NDC 208 votes, NPP 161 votes, New Force 4, Movement for Change 1.